What's poppin', my J dolls? I'm back with another video. Before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and ring that bell, y'all. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so don't play with us because we ain't never been one of them, okay? And if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It is free 99. And if you still don't subscribe, you a hater. Take that with your mama. Why she raised you like that, period. So anyways, y'all, today we're gonna be talking about how men over-sexualized me when I was fat and when I was overweight, okay? If y'all new here, I used to be 326 pounds, y'all, and I've lost about 158 pounds. So there's a big difference, y'all. There's a big difference on how men treat me in general, but we're gonna talk about how they used to over-sexualize me. And we also gonna get some deep situations about how I feel like bigger women are over-sexualized in general. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna talk about my personal experience on what things I've noticed that changed. So mind y'all, before when I was bigger, I used to be on dating apps very heavily. Like I would go on dating apps like Hinge or Tinder, stuff like that. Now mind you, Tinder's a hookup app, so we're not even gonna focus on Tinder. We're gonna focus on like Hinge, okay y'all? So for example, when I was plus size, when I be on Hinge and stuff, guys will be like, ooh, you so thick, and ooh, baba's this, oh, you so sexy. Like they would use like derogatory language towards me, like, oh, your body, oh, you so thick, or they'll send me the peach emojis and all types of stuff. Now mind y'all, when I was bigger, like I was the thick type of big. Like I wasn't just big no shape, I was big with shape. I had boobs, I had a booty, like I had a booty, like my booty still a little thinking, like it's a little tiny thing, but back then I had a dump truck. I had a rack. I was very proportionate. Like I had a big belly, but I had big, like, everything else. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't just like shaped like a circle. Like that's exactly what it was. Okay? Now mind you, we're gonna take this into account because I know girls will be like, oh, maybe it's the way you thought of yourself, or maybe it's this. Those things do play a part in it, because y'all, I used to wear like a lot of Fashion Nova. Like I would wear like, you know, I would be showing my boobs and I would be showing my booty or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like that could also play a part. So I'm not going to say don't play a part, because I would literally show off my assets, okay? So anyhow, y'all, I would notice on there, like, they literally would just come out the gate swinging, talking about thick this, that. And then also on the other hand, I made guys take me on dates. I never was a girly like, oh, let's hang out the house. Like, the only time I ever did that back then is when it was the pandemic and we had no choice but to go to people's house because we literally couldn't go out to restaurants and stuff like that. But I would have guys try it with me that messaged me like, oh, I wanna hit that, or oh, like I wanna take you to my house, like, oh, we can Netflix and chill. Like they would try to pull and play them games, and I'd be like, nah, that's not happening. Like we're not doing all that. Like either I'm gonna leave you on red and not say nothing to you because I'm like, boy, you too much. Or if you say like, let's hang out the house, I'm like, no, I only do dates. I don't do house visits. So if you want to take me on a date, cool. If not, cool, right? I would have to set the standard, but they would try to play to see what they can get away with. And then now, y'all, the difference is when I'm on dating apps, y'all, on Hinge, I get literally so many matches, and they don't try it. That's crazy, because why did Hinge just pop up? Because I just got a like on Hinge. That is insane. That is insane. But anyways, y'all, I get so many freaking likes on Hinge, and all through those likes, y'all, I get like 200 likes, babe. Like, I'm not even trying to gas me up. I ain't trying to pump me up like a freaking G-Wagon, but I do, babes. I do. So why is it that back in the day when I was big or fat, like they were in my messages trying to get me to come to their house, trying to smash me down, call me thick mamas, but now in my messages they be like, hey, like how was your day? Like they trying to get to know me. I got confused because they would try to get to know me so much, like want to know everything about me, keep messaging me, and I'm like, okay. So they would want to get to know me. They didn't ask me, can you come to my house, like on the first date? Like I have not, since I got smaller, no one has said, oh, come to my house, you fine, let's smash, or oh, let's do this, let's do that. Like nobody, out of 200 plus matches, no man has come to me like, I want to take you home. It's been, I want to take you on a date. I want to take you to a nice place. I want to take you out to eat. I want to take you for drinks. I didn't have to say nothing. They initiated. I want to take you here. This is exactly where we want to go. Like, let me book the reservations. Not, I want to sleep with you. Now, let me tell y'all this. I had the weirdest experience with the guy that I did sleep with. With the guy that I did sleep with after I lost weight. He's the only new guy that I slept with after I lost weight. And when we slept together, mind y'all, I was not this small. Like, I was probably like 200 pounds. So coming from 326 to 200, I did still feel very small. Like, I was probably 200, 190, whatever. Now I'm 170, 160 something. You know what I mean? But anyhow, when I talked to him, why was this man messaging me for so long? Like, he was literally messaging me for like a month. We were just messaging back and forth, I'm like, bro, okay, so what is we talking about? Like, you cool, but it's like we don't even see each other in real life. So like, why are we even like doing this? So y'all, we get to messaging, and to find out, like, the whole reason why we didn't meet up was because he didn't have a car, which that's a whole nother story time. I don't think I did a story time about him. And I don't think so, like, I would, because he was a sweet guy. Like, honestly, we just wasn't on the same page about something. But boom, mind y'all, he ended up taking me on a date, and then we ended up like hanging out and chilling at his house. And mind y'all, I didn't really care. Like, after the first day, I didn't care about hanging out with him. He's the only one I did that with. The only reason why is because I got to know him for like a whole month. We was FaceTiming, we was talking on the phone, we was texting, like, so it's kind of like, okay, we cool. Like, he's a cool guy. Like, he never tried nothing disrespectful for me. I would, like, when I tell you, I went to his house like 2 times, literally got to know him for like 2 months, and he didn't even try to touch me in that way. Like, we kissed, he didn't try to touch my body, none of that. Y'all know when you go to somebody's house, you know right away they go try to kiss on your neck, kiss you down, all that type of stuff. Even when you smaller, let's be real, when you enter that vicinity of the house, it's probably gonna go down. He didn't even try that with me, and I was like, this is strange. Like, this is strange. Like, usually back in the day when I was a big girl, like, the first time I go to their house, they're going to try to kiss on me. They're going to try to touch on me. They're going to try to do something. Like, I'm the one going to either have to stop it. You know what I mean? No, he didn't try to do that with me at all. So I was like, okay, this is strange, but I like it. Like, you know, I got to really know him. So after him, like, he was the only one I actually literally did sleep with, like, after I lost weight, besides my ex. So, yeah, y'all, I've been celibate for like 7 months. Babes, the store has been closed. It's been closed, and it's been easy to keep it closed. So y'all, mind y'all, so after that has happened, like, I've been on plenty dates. But what I noticed is, before, when I was bigger, like, I would go on like 1 or 2 dates, and then it'd be like, okay, like, we're gonna probably start hanging out at the house. Like, we probably gonna start smashing by then. But I realized now, since I got smaller, guys want to take me on more and more dates. Like, they be like, okay, let's say they took me out to dinner last week. Okay, well, when the next time I can take you here? When the next time I can take you there? When the next time I can take you here? Like, they want to take me out. Like, they don't be like, okay, come over my house, let's chill. Like, they don't even try to feel on my booty. Is that crazy? Like, they don't even try to feel on my booty. They be nervous. Y'all, even with, like, mind you, when I used to go to the club in the bar, like, when I used to go to the club, I used to twerk. Because I like to twerk, y'all. I'm a twerker, right? When I was plus size, I like to throw it in a circle because I had it, all right? And the people was catching it. They was catching it. And then they think, oh, let's link up with me after. And I'm like, no, not happening. Like, But now, y'all, I go to the bar in the club. I don't even be throwing it on people. I probably changed too, let's be honest. Like, I don't even be throwing it on people. People don't even try to grab on me. Like, y'all know before, let's be real. Like, if you are a BBW or whatever, and you have boobs and booty, you know when you go to the club, people try to brush up on your butt. They be trying to, like, grab your hips. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have not done that since I be small. And I've been in clubs. And I've been in bars. Guys now actually come and conversate with me in the bar. Like, we literally having full conversations about life. We're literally have conversations about how they're moving out of the country, how they do this, how they do that. Can they get my number? Can we talk? Can they take me on a date? We are having conversations in the club about them taking me on a date. Like, y'all, please, like, if you've lost weight, please let's talk about this in the comments. Before, when I was bigger, they're not saying, hey, can I take you to dinner? Can I take you to brunch in the morning? They're saying, hey, what are you doing after this? Like, can I come over? Can you come over? Like, please, like, no. Since I got smaller, they're like, let's get to know each other. Like, let me take you on a date. Okay, cool. Well, make it happen. I'm a girl, like, make it happen. I'm not going to pursue. I am not going to persist. Period. So, y'all, I noticed that since I got smaller, it's been the longest amount of time since I have been sleeping with somebody. When I was bigger, first of all, when I was bigger, I felt like maybe I had a higher drive. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, I had a higher drive. And so there's a lot of things that go into that. There's a lot of things that go into the hypersexual mindset, which I think a lot of bigger women have. And we're going to talk about that, because it's not because they're bigger. It's because a lot of things happen to bigger women. So we're going to talk about that too, y'all. This is going to be unpackful. So trigger warning. Actually, let me tell y'all right now, trigger warning. I am going to talk about SA. And if you don't know what SA is, just look up or Google, what does SA stand for? Like, yes, y'all should know what SA is if you're a woman. So anyways, y'all, so mind you, I started noticing that, dang, men literally do not try to sleep with me. It is insane. Before, men always tried to sleep with me. Now men try to understand me. They try to know me. We talking, we going on dates, we going on dates. We going on dates. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, what's going on? I like it, but it's weird. Like, we really trying to be friends for real. Like, before, they're just trying to, like, get it in, okay? And they always are talking about your body, and they're always talking about, like, you thick and stuff, like, and honestly, maybe because I'm not thick no more, I think I'm still a little thick. I think I got my boobs a little small, but they do some, you know. I got a little booty, like, I still got a little shape to me, but maybe that's why. Y'all let me know. But I do want to talk about, in general, why they're over-sexualized. Okay, so for instance, I had went on a date with this guy that I was dating for a while, like probably a month. And then on the third date, we was talking, he had talked about bigger women and fat people. Like, I really kind of talked about this in his short, but he practically was just like, oh, he would never date a fat girl. Like, mind you, he know I used to be fat. So I'm like, you're weird. Like, you're weird. Like, I started taking this personal, even though I'm not fat no more. And we had a discussion about this, about why should I feel like I should still be like frustrated if someone doesn't like bigger people, or like, why do I feel like I gotta fight that battle? He talked to me about it, and although he is a narcissistic manipulator, that man is, Lord help, I don't know why I liked him, but he had a point on the fact of, why do I feel like I have to keep fighting a fight that's not mine anymore? Why do I feel like I have to keep suffering? Or why do I feel like I have to date a guy that would only, like, that not only, but that would date a bigger girl? Like, I'm not a bigger girl, so why is that my concern anymore? But I do like to date people that are respectful and that don't like to disrespect people for no reason, like, or don't like literally have a mindset or that they're better than another person because of their size. Like, I don't like those type of people, you know what I mean? So anyhow, when he was talking about the bigger women, like, oh no, I would never date a fat girl, like, I like a petite girl. And I'm like, first of all, y'all, you literally have body dysmorphia after you lose weight. So I'm thinking, like, I'm petite, like, I don't consider myself petite. I don't even consider myself small. But some people see me like, girl, you're small. But in my head, I'd be like, damn, but my fupa though. But my fupa then. But then I'd be like, dang, my fupa small today. I'd be going back and forth. I don't know what I am. Because I'm still trying to understand myself. My body is also changing every day because I am in that gym. I am lifting now. I'm trying new classes now. Like, so it's just like, I'm still learning my body. So when people say weird stuff like that, I'm like, am I even petite? Like, do you consider me petite? Because I think I'm thick. I think I'm thick as okay. Anyhow, y'all, so he was telling me about that, and he was like, no, he would never date a big girl. So I'm like, oh wow, like, that's crazy. He was like, well, would you date a big guy? And I'm like, yes, I will. Like, I actually have dated a big guy before. Like, and what's crazy is, y'all, when I was big, like, my highest weight, like 326, I used to mostly date skinny guys, because skinny guys really do like big women. And I really do think it's because they both like bigger girls, and like skinny guys have similar issues. So like for instance, skinny guys also get picked on because they're super skinny. Obviously it's not as bad as when you're big, like people really be joning on you because you big as hell, you know, like, but like when you're skinny as hell, like they will still be talking about, oh, you're bony and stuff. But like, we as bigger people, like when I used to be bigger, we didn't see that as like, you got a problem. Like that's not a big problem. Like I'd rather be skinny than big. But when you're skinny, you can take that personal. Like, dang, I'm so bony, like, you know. So anyhow, I think that bigger women and smaller guys have things in common, because really skinny guys have hard time finding clothes. They get picked on as well. They can't control that they're small because they still try to eat and they still don't gain weight. There's a lot of similarities. So I get why I used to attract skinny guys, and I used to love me a skinny man, a skinny king. And then I started dating. I had 2 bigger guys in my life. So, but I wasn't gonna be like, oh no, I'm not gonna date you because you big. Now, first of all, how the hell can I say I ain't gonna date a big guy and I'm big? But there's plenty of big girls that get mad that guys don't like bigger girls, but they just sit here and say they don't date no big men because 2 big people don't go together. Like, y'all sound dumb. Y'all sound really dumb. Like, and I'm saying you can't have preferences, but I'm just speaking facts. This just came from something else to something else. But I'm saying, when I asked this man, I said, okay, you would never date a big girl, but have you ever slept with a big girl before? And he said, oh, well, yes, you have. You don't want to date one because you're scared of an image, but you want to sleep with them. And this is a thing, y'all. Like, bigger girls are over-sexualized in the way of like, well, you're good enough for me to sleep with. Like, you're good enough for me to sleep because y'all got that, you know, y'all got this like that. Like, y'all got that. What you got, what the man really like, but the man is really concerned on what the society thinks when they go out with you. Like when you meet their friends, when you meet their family, when you go out, like they're concerned because they're not confident in themselves and what they like. They are insecure. So then they gonna keep you kept in the house, like they gonna sleep with you, and they might take you on dates. Like, mind y'all, when I was bigger, I was going on dates. My man was taking me outside because I didn't like to date guys that gonna keep you inside. But let me also be clear, is when I was bigger, I wasn't meeting like my man's like friends like that. Like, well, a lot of my men, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of my men didn't have like friends like that. I ain't gonna lie, I like to date a lot of antisocial niggas. I need to stop doing all that cussing and stuff. Let me stop using these words. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm gonna bleep that out. But I never really met they friends like that. I never really met their family members like that. Like, now that I actually think about it, before, like the bigger guy that I dated, like that was my ex, like for real, that I loved. I met some of his family. I met some of his friends, and then also when I did, it was kind of rocky because when I met them, we were like broken up. So that don't really count. But like when I say, when I was dating my smaller guys, I never really met their friends. Now that I think about it. And I wonder if that's an image thing, because I'm good enough to sleep with, I'm good enough to go take to dinner and stuff and maybe some drinks. But am I good enough to show off? Because a lot of men want to show things off and they feel like it has to be a particular look. And no matter how much we try to ignore it, this is how they are. So when I realize that now guys really just want to take me places all the time, now I'm the one making the decisions that no, I don't want to talk to these men. Like, I have so many men that want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to them. It is very different than before, because when I was bigger, I was put into a lot of situationships, and that is the sexualized aspect of it. Like, situationships is just pretty much, I want to smash you. I want to hang out with you. Like, you cool, like you cool, you got a great personality. Because let's be honest, a lot of bigger girls have great personalities and they have beautiful looks and they keep up with themselves because they have to. Like, when I was bigger, y'all, I would have makeup on. If I'm going out, I would have to do my makeup. I would have to do my hair. I would have to do my nails. Y'all, I just did my hair for like the first time in like, I don't even know how long, like probably like a month. I was just slapping wigs on. I did not care, babes. I was not caring. But before, when I was bigger, like, I had to keep up with my looks. Like, I had to look good. So a man know, okay, you look good, you smell good, you literally, most likely, and this is not to be funny, but you know how to cook. Like, I knew how to cook. I still know how to cook. But literally, you get benefits without having to be like, okay, you my girlfriend. Cause when you the girlfriend, then they gotta show you off. They gotta meet. You gotta meet the family. Gotta meet the friends. Like, they gotta really put in effort. But with bigger girls, they always try to put you in situationships. Not saying smaller girls don't get in situationships too, cause I see it too, that happening. Cause there's a lot of guys with commitment issues. But I will say, like, they take you more serious when you are smaller. Like, they be like, okay, so like, they want to get to know you. They want to take it slow. They don't want to push you in their bedroom. They don't want to say, they want something serious. Mind you, every guy I've talked to now is looking for something serious. Or looking for a long-term relationship. Before, when I was bigger, all the guys was not ready for relationships. Not all of them. I was in relationships, but I used to be in relationships back to back to back to back. That's another story. That's going to be a different video. But a lot of them that wanted to play games with me was like, oh no, I'm not ready for a relationship, because they're not ready to show you off. You're not the girlfriend material in their head because they want a certain look. And then I'm talking about the typical guys. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not talking about the BBW lovers. Like, I've been with guys that love bigger girls. Like, that's all they date because that's what they like. And I've also been with guys that are like bigger and they only like bigger girls. But I think it's because they feel like, okay, they can't really feel no way about me because that I'm big, because they big too. Because I literally had dudes not like me no more because I wasn't big. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's weird. It's weird, but it's true. And I will say this, and this is why I say, like, trigger alert right here, y'all. When I was younger, and I'm going to put another video up about this. I've briefly talked about this, but I had a detailed video that I had to take down. This from years ago. But I was SA'd when I was younger, when I was 7 years old, by my cousin, right? And this is not a close cousin to me. Like, this is, like, a cousin that I do not even associate with no more, or that side of the family I don't even associate with like that in general. But like, what I will say is, I do believe not all bigger women, but a lot of bigger women has been SA'd or, you know, molest. And I'm gonna just blank it out like that. But that causes some hypersexual stuff too, because a lot of bigger women are also hypersexual. Because I used to be hypersexual as a big girl. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I'm ready to do this. I'm going to put it down, da, da, da. And that's because I was SA. I became very hypersexual. So I really don't, I feel like once I addressed my SA problems and I started to love myself, I started to feel like, no, I don't want to keep giving my body away. So I do think also it's a personal thing. Like, a lot of bigger girls have been SA'd, not all of them, but they have. And a lot of times then you feel like your body, it's kind of like you feel like your body's not yours in a weird way. Like, you've been taught from a young age that this feels good, or this is what it's supposed to be, like this is what love is supposed to be, or something weird in that aspect. So then you start to not lead with it, but feel like that's something you want to be good at. You know? So I think back then, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm still a little freaking neat, okay? I'm still a little freaky deep, but like now I love myself so much that I don't want certain people touching me. Like, I now feel like my body is a temple, and I think before, because someone was touching me that shouldn't deserve it, I didn't feel like my body was a temple. And until I lost weight, because we have to realize sometimes weight is actually from trauma and not your personal weight. It's your childhood weight. It's your childhood trauma that you're carrying, because a lot of people are morbidly obese because when they're younger, if they've been SA, they start to eat as a trauma response, right? And they become addicted. Like, this is actually how addiction to food can start, from a trauma situation. And then you keep eating and eating, and then you get bigger from childhood on, right? And so now you feel like your body, it's like you're wearing a fat suit. So when you lose weight, it feels like if you handle it in the way of you also are addressing your trauma, it would feel like that fat suit came off and you're a whole new person, and now your body is your temple. That's how it makes it. Before, if you've been SA, you don't feel like your body is your body. So then you feel like you start becoming hypersexual because this is what you learned. This is how you grew up. This is what you felt was normal as a kid. I hope that makes sense if people have experienced that. So sometimes it's a personal thing. It's not always because you're fat. It's because of your experiences in life as well that later you up to being fat that causes you to be hypersexual. And then if you are hypersexual, people will hypersexualize you. Okay, so yeah, sorry, my camera overheated. But yeah, so pretty much I think something that played in my part of being over sexualized was also the fact that I was SA'd. So I was also hypersexual, right? And sensual. And yes, so that does play a part, but it's also a part of the fetish community is that guys have a fetish to just sleep with bigger women, and they actually like their body and how it looks and how it feels, but they don't like the perception that other people perceive them when they see them with this person. And what's crazy is before, when I was bigger, I was like, like, how do other people like perceive bigger people or fat people? Because I really just, I mean, I knew from like, let's say all the bullying in school, people calling me fat, people calling me precious, people like pretty much not paying attention to me when I went places. I was very used to it. So when you grew up big your whole life, y'all, I used to be very skinny when I was like 7, 8, I would say like 6, 7, 8-ish. And then probably when I got like about 10, 9 to 10, that's when I start packing on the weight, which makes sense because I was S8 at 7, right? So, but I used to be skinny, like stick skinny when I was very young. So it makes sense to me even when I had lost weight and I've been losing weight that I actually have a smaller frame than some people that have lost weight. And that's probably because I was very skinny as a child until I started to indulge in too much food because I had a lot of trauma growing up as a child, and the way that I would cope is through food. And I think too that we don't even cherish our bodies until we have gotten out of that trauma. Like until we relieve the trauma that our body has experienced is then when we start to cherish our body. So it's also a part of me cherishing my body. Like, nah, not just anybody can just, not just saying like before I was just anybody, but I just didn't like think of it on such a high level as I do now. Like, no, like I can't just like have someone, you know, someone that can enjoy my body, you know, that is not worthy, you know, that is not like worthy, that is not putting effort, that is not cherishing me as a person. Before, I didn't put it on such a high standard or a high pedestal because, like I said, I didn't really feel like my body was mine. Now I feel like my body's mine because I've been working for my body. I've been nurturing my body. Like I've been feeding my body good foods. I've been taking care of my body. I love my body. Like I love it. And of course there's some things I want to change, but I love my body and I love myself. And a big point is loving yourself, because I'm not going to sit here and say like, just because you are hypersexualized as a bigger person does not mean you have to feed into it. Does not mean you have to accept it. But yeah, a lot of guys even get on this internet and they're like, oh yeah, big girls got that way, they got this, they got that. And then there's big girls in the comments like, yeah, let them know, come over here. Like, oh yeah, like, you so fine. Like, where you been at? All this. There's literally big girls participating in this narrative, which is not saying you shouldn't be proud that you got that WAP, but you should also feel like they should value more than just your body. Like they should be talking about, like they shouldn't even be single you out, because that's like, it's really weird to me that people, I used to like that too, like people that used to make like BBW content, but it is very much manipulative. A lot of people that get on the internet and like make BBW content, they're pretty much trying to target women that are vulnerable. They're trying to target bigger women to make the bigger women feel like, okay, I really want you, like I really want you and desire you, and so you're going to keep engaging in my content, you're going to keep commenting, you're going to keep liking, you're going to keep sending me gifts. I'm not saying that they don't like bigger women. They do like bigger women, most of them do, but they do know that they're taking advantage of bigger women by creating that content to make them like, oh, feel like they have a chance. And I've seen women literally engage with it out of like thirsty behavior, and I'm like, I literally had one TikTok video, y'all, and I made a video about this where the guy was like, oh, when you at a drunk night and Lizzo start looking like something else or whatever, like, and you think about taking Lizzo home or something like that. So it's pretty much everybody in the comments like all hyping this man up. The big girls like, oh yeah, where you at? Like, let's do it, da da da. And I'm like, he literally just saying like when he's drunk he wants to sleep with a big girl, but outside of that he wouldn't. So to me it's kind of like letting these men play with y'all, play games with y'all and entertaining it. That is about self-worth. Like, it's deeper than just the outside of the body, but it's about self-worth. But I think all of it, to be honest, being big and being obese is also about self-worth. I didn't know that until I lost weight, y'all, and realized that, dang, losing weight is actually self-love. And I'm not saying that being big is not self-love, but what I'm saying is putting effort into your body is self-love. Like really caring about what you eat is self-love. Really trying to make better decisions for your life is self-love. Really like making sure your heart is pumping and you're exercising, that's self-love. And when we neglect ourselves, that's self-hate. And sometimes people see it as, you're a bigger girl, you neglect, you don't care about yourself, so why do they have to care about you? Literally, people treat you how you treat yourself. So back then people was hypersexualizing me because I was also hypersexualizing myself. Okay, y'all, I was, like I said, shopping at Fashion Novas. Like, I don't care, I still, if I want to pop out and show something, I'm gonna show something. But like, I am a little bit more classy now, so maybe I am a more classy man. Back then I wasn't classy, I was outside, and that's okay. Like, we all got our fun moments. Like, I used to be having fun. I don't regret it. I know now why I did things a certain way, but the way I presented myself is going to be how a man is going to approach you. So now, y'all, I literally attract so many men that are classy, so many men that literally, I have men now scared to approach me. You know what I mean? Like, they're scared to approach me a certain way because I'm carrying myself a certain way. Back then, I wasn't carrying myself a certain way. And some men literally think that just because you're big, you're desperate. And I used to act out of desperation. And seeing girls that comment under these men posts that's pretty much hypersexualizing them shows me they're acting out of desperation. They're acting out of desperation. There are guys out here that will love you, that will cherish you, even as a bigger girl. But you have to love and cherish yourself. And that's not always weight loss. That's also taking care of yourself mentally. Everyone don't understand. It's a mental thing. It's the mental first. The mindset that you have about yourself. Showing yourself you love yourself. Journaling. Figuring out who you are as a person. Being okay with being alone. And not having to just seek validation through guys that are just wanting you for your body, or just wanting you to like boost their ego because they know you're in love with them. They want a woman that they know is in love with them, like, and obsessed with them. And I'm not just saying like obsessed in the way of like, oh, Miss Parker obsessed. No, like, that's not the real world of bigger women, right? But when I mean obsessed, I mean like when a man literally tells you he don't want you, or he's not ready for a relationship, or he wants to be friends with benefits, or whatever. Choosing yourself to be like, this is not okay, if that's not okay for you. And we have seasons when it's okay for us, but I don't think any woman, this gets into a whole nother conversation, but I really don't think any woman is really okay with a situation after a while. Like, if they like the man, if they just don't like the man and they just trying to get their rocks off, maybe. But if they like that man in any capacity, after a while, that's not going to stick. It's not going to stay. So loving yourself is also choosing yourself. So if a man tells you something that you don't agree with, you don't like, it is time to choose yourself and say no. Because how you treat yourself is how they're going to treat you. So if they treat you like an object, it's because you're treating yourself like an object. And that's what I learned back then. Y'all, I was treating myself like an object. And I was loose with my standards. And I'm going to have another video with that. So, yes, weight does matter. Yes. And I'm sorry to say it, because they could say, oh, maybe now you just love yourself more. Maybe now you just have more confidence. Maybe now. No. People are really fat phobic. Men, a lot of men, not all men, like I said, there are really men out here that love bigger women. That's their preference. There's majority of men are very look focused. If you look good, they gonna try their best. They gonna do their best. They gonna offer you gifts. They gonna take you here. They gonna do it. Looks, I'm sorry, looks are important in this world, and it's sad. It's very sad. And I want to be real with people because I've been big before and I was still beautiful then, and I know how men treat me now. And it's not just because I love myself, it's because I look like something that they want to show off. And I'm telling you this right now, men want women that they feel they can flaunt. So if you don't fit the standards of like what they want to flaunt or how they want to feel with a woman, they're going to keep you as a placeholder. They're going to keep you as that object. They're going to keep you as that sexual thing. So what I will say is, don't change yourself for a man at all. Don't lose weight for a man, because that's idiotic, you know. What I will say is, if you are bigger, just love yourself, so that when you encounter these men, these type of men, because you will encounter a lot of those type of men, you know how to stay firm in your standards, firm in what you believe you deserve, and firm in your self-love and your self-worth, and you treat your body as a temple. And that's also taking care of your mental, taking care of your physical. That don't even mean losing weight. It could just literally mean moving your body, working out just for yourself, just to feel good, to show up for yourself. Because the only way you're going to find a man that's going to really show up for you is when you start showing up for yourself. So if you click on this video because you are being over-sexualized, it is probably because you are not prioritizing yourself as well. It's still going to happen, because naturally when you have assets like boobs, booty, all that stuff, you're going to attract men like, whoa. Like, even with girls, let's be honest, it's not even just bigger girls. Like, it's also girls. Let's say a girl get a BBL, they're most likely going to be over-sexualized because they got that dump trunk in the back, right? So my men gonna look like, okay, like, so it's about what you allow as well. I hope this is not confusing to people, but I think I broke it down enough that I can. But there is a big difference. Like, men don't try to just sleep with me no more. Like, this is the longest I've been celibate in my whole 28 years of life. It's since I've been small. Seriously. Because men have more self-control because they don't want to mess things up. Like, they don't want to mess things up with you. So they don't even want to try. They don't want to try until they feel like you're ready to try. But when I was bigger, they was willing to risk. Like, let me just see what I can get away with. Let me see what because I'm just trying to have a fun time. And I was a little too fun back then. Maybe now I'm a little serious. So, y'all take what it is, what it ain't. And leave me a comment. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.